All right, welcome back to Stock Tricks with Nick for this week's Breakout Watchlist from July 26th to July 30th. In this video, I'm covering 12 stock setups that have breakout potential in this upcoming week. They're all going to be above their 200-day simple moving average, which is in an uptrend itself, above the 50-day moving average. We're always looking for the strongest stocks that have broken out, pulled back, tightened up, and are ready to break out again. We're not trying to find the cheapest stocks or the stocks that are beaten down the most because they're beaten down for a reason. We're looking for strong stocks getting stronger. After you're done with the video, go to my Twitter account, StockTrickNick, and vote on your favorite setup. If you're coming here for a specific stock setup, in the comment section will be timestamps for each of the setups, so you can just go and find exactly what you're looking for. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on StockTwits, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Quick disclaimer, anything that I talk about today is not financial or stock advice. This is all for educational purposes only, kind of my watch list going into the week. Trading comes with financial risk. Please do your due diligence before trading. All right, here is the stock lineup for the week. We got 12 for you. The stars just go with the stocks that you guys can vote on in the Twitter poll, Stock Trick Nick there. Doesn't mean they're the best setups, just the 4 that I picked out of this 12. So taking a look at the voting example, ALEC, FRHC, NVDA, and PRTA all can be chosen. So with that, let's go to the charts and start breaking down these setups. All right, first we have ALEC, and you can see this had this massive jump. Let's measure that. We had a 113% move up, and then since then, I think it was a 30% pullback to the rising 20-day simple moving average. We did pull under that a little bit on the 21st and on the 22nd, but we never closed under that mark. We stayed above, and on Friday we had an inside candle, so the highs from Friday were below the highs from Thursday, and the lows on Friday were above the lows on Thursday. So when you have those inside candles, there's less price disagreement, and things tend to tighten up and set up for the next move out. So with this, I'll be looking for a break over Thursday's high, 33.53 as a possible buy point. Just getting out over that upper wick through there. Really good volume on the way out. Very little volume as it came back to 20 moving average. Nice to see. So ALEC, this is one that you guys can vote on and one that I'm definitely watching for on Monday. All right, next we have AMR, and this is one that we've had on the past watch list. We had this 117% move up from the low of the previous base. Since then, we pulled back to the 20-day moving average, kind of based out here, had this false move over a pivot point, which could have been buyable. I was looking at it, didn't end up taking it, but this would have been a typical buy point on the 15th. That had a sideways day, and then we flushed lower, and this undercut under a bunch of the previous lows is what you like to see after a false breakout. You had the false breakout, the flush to take out anyone who had stops below this range, and now we're tightening up just below the 20-day moving average. We've had a couple days where it moved above that moving average and then got sold off. So there is some resistance up top above that moving average. So I'm looking for a break over the high on Friday. So if we can get past that point, the sellers are exhausted at that 20-day moving average, and then buyers are stepping in. So we're buying with momentum, not against it. So a break over Friday's high, 24.73 would be a possible buy point for AMR. Next, we have AXON. This is a trade that I actually took on Friday. Zooming out here, you have this giant cup, and then putting in a handle. Similar to AMR, we had this false breakout, flush back to the 20-day moving average, traded sideways, little pop on Thursday along with the rest of the market after Monday's flush. And then this traded sideways, and I took this with the break over Thursday's high, 182.13. But on the outside looking in, if I didn't have a position, I would be looking for a break over Friday's high of $184 flat as a possible buy point on this. So since the low of the cup to kind of the handle or the right side's top, that was a 53% move. So the thing I like about this setup is you could put your lows under some of the previous days lows last week, and it's only a 3.7% risk. So very low risk, good reward on the possible trade there. And that's all we're looking for because we don't know that stocks are going to go up. We don't know which are going to break down. We're trying to put on trades with good risk reward and always keep stop losses so we can manage downside risk. That's the most important thing in trading. Next, we have CERE. We had that nice pop on good volume, 165%. Since then, we've pulled back to the 20-day moving average with a 37% pullback. We had that first pullback, kind of a fake move off that, and then undercut lower. So anyone who got in on that first pullback got stopped out when we flushed to the 20-day moving average. Since then, we had 3 days bouncing right at it. We broke out to kind of the previous high in that bounce, and we've had one sideways day. Now, if we can get a couple more days where this trends down back to the rising 20-day moving average, that would be a better setup. But this is one that has enough power that I want to keep an eye on it and wanted to talk about it today. But ideally, if we can get Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday kind of trading down to the right, have that 20-day moving average come up, and then trade the bounce off that. If we don't get that, just looking for a break over Thursday's high of 25.16 as a possible buy point. CERE. Next, we have DRNA. This is one that has been on the watch list previously, one that I've traded previously. Let's measure this. Had a 61% move, a false breakout on September 6th, I think that is. And then things got kind of erratic as the market sold off, but this stayed above the 20-day moving average for every day except for the 15th. Since then, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we kind of drifted lower. Had this nice undercut day on Friday, the low on Friday was 3 cents lower than the previous low in this sideways action that we're seeing. So stops out anyone who had their stops right at the low, which is good to see because it rallied back up to that point. And now we're right on the 20-day moving average again. With this is just going to be a classic pullback buy. I'm looking for a break over Friday's high of 38.26, so I could get my stop below this volume shelf, below the 20-day moving average, and that's still, you could put an arbitrary 3% stop. It's going to be hard to get your stop below the low from Friday, buying from the high. That's a 5.6%. Maybe you split your stop and keep your risk around 4% on this trade. So that's DRNA, excuse me. Next, we have FRHC. This is one that I've traded previously. Very smooth uptrend through here. We had a false breakout and then a shakeout like we like to see, and then we reset for 3 days. That was a buy point for me right on this candle right through here. We drifted higher. Then I got stopped out at after taking some profit on the way up, got stopped out for a break even on this candle. Since then, we've pulled back, bounced, and we tightened up again. So looking at a market leader tightening up, looking for a break over Friday's high, 65.50 as a possible buy point. And this is another one that you guys can vote on. Next, we have NVDA. Speaking of market leaders, NVIDIA has been the market leader since May or so. We bottomed out in May, got the 50 and the 200-day moving average, and since that low, we rallied 54%. Really strong, nice, clean uptrend through here. Pulled back, flushed under the 20-day moving average. That's when the market was really looking kind of shaky. When the leaders are starting to roll over, it was time for caution. And because we got the bounce Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday last week, doesn't mean in the next time when we see these same setups breaking down, we shouldn't get less aggressive. Because odds are that we would have seen more of a pullback instead of how strong of a bounce that we saw. It's great to see that because the market's showing its strength now and we can get aggressive again. But I'll keep my strategy of backing off when the market seems like it's starting to turn over every time. NVIDIA has been a market leader, like I said previously, a stock that I want to be in as the market trends higher. So I'll be looking for a break over Thursday's high, 198.87 as a possible buy point. With that, we get over the high from the bounce, we get over the 20-day moving average, and more over some of this volume shelf, so less resistance up top. This is NVIDIA and one that you guys can vote on, Stock Trick Nick. If you guys are enjoying the video, please leave a like. It helps me out so much because the YouTube algorithm is very particular with the videos that it sends out. So the more likes, comments it gets, the more it sends out to new traders. So if you are appreciating the video, learning anything from it, leave a like and comment below what stocks that you're trading. Next, we have OMI. This is one that I was looking at last week. Didn't pull the trigger on it, but should have. Really good volume bars as we're breaking out. We have 1 day, 2, 3. You're seeing the volume, high volume on up days, and then as it pulls back, very low volume. This was a quad witching day, so don't worry about that. Since then, we kind of based out, had a pop, pulled back, another pop, and now we're tightening up again. We're still a little bit above the 20-day moving average and this volume shelf. So similar to, which one was it? CERE. If we can get a couple days where this is trending down to the right, where we allow that 20-day moving average to catch up, and then we buy the turn there, that would be a higher probability trade. But for now, just looking at a break over Thursday's high, 47.62 as a possible buy point. OMI. Next, we have PFSW. This is one that I have been watching for a while now because we had that nice pop up, 70%, and then we are flagging out nicely through this range. Not much else to say about this. Lots of volume coming out, very little volume as it flags out, which is what you like to see. Everyone's kind of agreeing on the price. So a break over Wednesday's high, 12.15 is my possible buy point on this one. PFSW. Next, we have PRTA. This is a stock that I currently own, but when I bought it, or since I bought it, hasn't really gone anywhere, hasn't done anything wrong yet either, but looking to add to this name. So PRTA, we had that giant move up, 170%, pulled back, moved again, and then this is when the market started getting kind of wonky, had that false breakout, sold off, and now we kind of dipped under the 20-day moving average, traded sideways just underneath that. Good volume on this up day, very little volume as it traded sideways. So we're right in the middle of this volume shelf of resistance. If we can get over, let's see, over Thursday's high, 53.60, then we're over the 20-day moving average, over the main part of the volume resistance, and into clear skies above. So a break over Thursday's high, 53.60 is going to be my add spot, maybe your buy point. PRTA. Next we have VERV. This is an IPO biotech, up 105% to the top, pulled back 40% or so. Very or thinner traded name, so you have to kind of watch your position size on this. Don't want to get too aggressive with it, but really good volume on up days, very little volume on down days, so more buyers than sellers. Trading kind of sideways as it builds this base here. 20-day moving average, so far it's respected that once and twice. Inside day on Friday, excuse me. I would probably get a little bit more aggressive with this, just buying the break over Friday's high, 52.45, because you want to keep your stop loss under the previous day's low. And if you can get it under the 20-day moving average, more power to you. That's 5.8%. Maybe split your stop so you get stopped out of some if it pulls back after showing strength and moving out. And then you do have this volume shelf of support as well. So maybe getting some under that would be even better. That's VERU. And last but not least, VLRS. Nice clean uptrend. You got the 250, 28 all in the right order. We broke out, let's see, 38% or so there. Sorry. 38%. A false breakout right here on this day. Traded sideways. We're tightening up. This is one setup that really could use the first part of the week to trade sideways again or down to the right. Allow that 20-day moving average to catch up. Probably not going to be a trade that I take on Monday just out of the gates. I'll be a little bit more particular about this setup. But if you could trade sideways for a couple days, allow that 20-day moving average to catch up, and then break over Friday's high, 22.73 would be my possible buy point. All right, that's going to be the breakout watch list for the week. We just went over 12 setups and buy points for the strongest stocks. Make sure you go to Stock Trick Nick on Twitter and vote on your favorite setup. And also go to Webull, get your 2 free stocks with the link below. You get 1 free stock between $3 and $300 for just signing up, and another stock between $8 and $2,000 when you just deposit just $5. So use that link below. Get yourself another brokerage account in case one of them goes down. I have Webull, E-Trade, Thinkorswim with TD Ameritrade, and Public. So trying to diversify my risk with brokerages because as you've seen with Robinhood, they do go down sometimes, so always good to manage your risk. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on StockTwits, Twitter, and TikTok. I'll see you the rest of the week. Take care.